Hello everyone, my name is SiC and welcome back to Humankind. So today we are starting a brand new season because it is a brand new Opendev scenario. Before we had a Lucy Opendev, but today we will be playing the Victor Opendev. So we will be playing as Victor, we will be this guy in the suit, which is kind of funny because we will be starting in the prehistoric age, of course. Anyway, yeah, let's just get started. We have a bunch of AIs that we can meet. But let's see who we meet first. Alright, so we arrived into the game and we are back in the neolithic era, which is where we are still a nomadic tribe roaming around trying to find different locations in the map. Now, as in the case of the last Opendev build, this map should be a fixed map, so it is not randomly generated. And as for our goal right now in the Neolithic, it is to survive the Neolithic era, for one, and earn your first era star. Era stars measure your achievements in the game. We will cover them in more detail soon. Understood. Alright, so we have an animal over here. We can attack animals because when we click on the Empire thing here, we have the Empire screen. You can review the progress, achievements and heritage of your Empire. Most importantly, this is where you can track Era Star goals in detail. So the Era Stars, of course, is what we need to advance to the next age. And the way to win the game is by collecting fame. And almost everything you do gets you fame, but earning a Era Star, of course, also gives you fame, which is this little icon right here. So earning a growth star by having 5 population and or units within your empire gives you 100 fame. Knowledge stars you get by discovering 10 curiosities, gives you 10 science. This will also unlock a Neolithic legacy trait, 100 fame for that. And then we have the hunter star, hunter total of 3 animal units, which also will give you 100 fame. Anyway, so please take some time to familiarize yourself with the Empire panel. Understanding it is key to playing Humankind. Alright, so we have cultures. Unlock 1 star to choose your first culture. So right now we are just a generic tribe. Everyone starts off in the same way. Nobody is unique as of yet, but as soon as we get an era star, we can choose from multiple, around 10, I believe. So historically, empires have grown from both their idiosyncrasies and the diversity of cultures they have encompassed or come in contact with. In Humankind, you get to combine cultures to create your own empire, with more than 1 million possible combinations. That is a lot. I don't know how many eras there will be, but supposedly every era will have about 10 civilizations to choose from. So to get to more than 1 million, we would need to have quite a lot of eras, for one. Here are the cultures you can choose from for the ancient era. Take some time to browse through them at your own pace, and then select one of them with the left click for more information. So we can click on, or we can actually see the culture details. So everyone specializes in a special or in a specific thing. They will always be presented in the same order for all cultures throughout the game. First, an affinity icon next to the culture's name. There are 7 affinities in the game. Aesthete, I guess aesthete, aesthetical, aesthetics, so aesthete. Agrarian, builder, expansionist, merchant, militarist, and scientist. Alright, so everyone is good at something else, and of course they all get different specific benefits. For example, the Assyrians apparently are siege masters. They have a unique building, so everyone gets a unique building. They get a unique unit. Of course, we don't have an era star yet, so we cannot select any of these. We also have the deeds, the competitive deeds. So when we look at that, these deeds are for the first person to master these specific things. So the first person to build a wonder will achieve the competitive deed called Build to Last, and that will give you 50 fame. Smorgasbord to get access to every strategic and luxury resource, 150 fame for that. Continental Rise, conquer each continent, 1 reward per continent. So if I understand that correctly, you will get 150 fame if you conquer the first continent, another 150 if you conquer the second one, and so on. Map each continent, 1 reward per continent. So there's a lot of different things, and you can discover writing. If you're the first to discover writing, you get 50 fame. Set foot on an uninhabited continent, 150 fame. That is super cool. That would be super cool to make happen. No stone unturned, discover 100% of the world, 80 days, circumnavigate the world. So some of these are actually kind of familiar from the Civilization series, because there you also had these things, or at least in Civilization 6 you had these things that you could achieve, and they will give you a benefit. Discover movable typeface. So the first one to research that. A cultured land, spread your influence throughout an entire continent, and so on. So that is something to keep in mind. And now we have the competitive spirit era star. This catch-up category will passively grant you era stars until you unlock the next era. It is triggered once another empire reaches the next era. So if someone gets ahead of us, we will slowly start unlocking a competitive era star through here, so that we can kind of keep pace with them. Anyway, for now, let us click on our hunting party. We have a single unit called a tribe, and we will get another tribe if we manage to collect 20 food. We can collect food by attacking these animals, which this one we should win because we have 10 strength, they have 8 strength. But probably the better way to do it is to move over to this little food icon. That will give us nuts. That gave us 10 food, so that is kind of nice. Curiosity collected. One of your armies found following curiosity. Nuts. Alright. After that though, we still have 2 out of 4 movement points left. So actually we could probably still attack these guys, but maybe I also just want to move into the forest or move up these tiles. So different tiles of course take different amounts of movement to get into. So if we want to go into the movement, the cost of the movement is or will be 2. So that will take up all of our movement right there. Actually, it was a bit of a misclick. We can still move into it though, which is kind of interesting. So you don't necessarily need to. If you have 1 left, you can still make that move. But if you move into it with 2 out of 4 left, you will still use up both of those. So we could also claim this territory. And that consumes all of the army's movement points. So we could do that not now. We need 5 influence to be able to claim this territory. So that is interesting. But that is all the movement we can do right now. So we will end our turn. How to gain era stars. There are 3 ways to gain your first era star. Either increase your population, gather science from science curiosities, or hunt down wild animals. In order to gain units and increase your population, gather food through hunting wild animals and foraging food curiosities. Counters measure your progress in the Empire banner in the upper left corner of the screen. Hover over them to get more details. Alright, so we have a world deed locked. Wonderful Danakil Desert has been locked by another empire. Interesting. Let's have a very quick look at that. Where is it? Wonderful Danakil Desert. Be the first to discover Danakil Desert. Alright, so that's just an area on the map that we need to find to be able to unlock it. So someone just started next to it and immediately got it, pretty much. Now we are in a forest, and these guys seem to be following us, or this guy, I guess. So if we attack it, I'm assuming we can get food for it if we manage to finish it off. We can be on the defensive because we are in the forest, and we will be able to defend pretty well against its attacks. So, prepare for your first battle. There are 2 ways you can win. Either eliminate all enemy units or be in control of the defender's flag when the turn ends. Otherwise, the defender wins by default. 3 rounds of battle are played every turn. The number of turns is defined by the total number of units that have been added since the beginning of the battle. The number of remaining turns and rounds can be found in the top panel. Understood. So we can retreat, we can confirm the battle, and we can do an instant battle resolution. Our side is stronger overall, but we will confirm the battle and do this manually. Now we get to deploy, and we can place our units anywhere within the dark blue or in the blue circle. Well, these guys will start anywhere in this circle. So what we want to do is we want to stay on this forest tile. The forest there, as you can see in the bottom left, slows unit movement and restricts vision, but provides a defensive bonus against missile fire. Alright, so maybe that's not so useful against this guy, because he won't be shooting at us. So in that case, it would actually have been better to start on the high ground and attack down, I guess. River heavily restricts unit movement and applies a heavy combat strength penalty if you attack across it. So maybe if we start over here, this guy has to attack us, and that will help us a little bit more. So let's end the deployment. And we will stay right there. We will not give them any order. Except, oh, actually maybe. Later. We can still pull back up onto the high ground over there. So let's end the round over there. And we can see there will be 3 rounds. End round. Hunted it will. Explosive miss. None losses. None. Interesting. So I guess they kind of retreated from us. Defeated. Last of 1 turn and 3 battle rounds. To be honest, the battles are still a little bit confusing. This guy now ended up on the high ground and we are down here. That is very strange. Interesting. Alright, so, but we did get some line of sight on different things, actually. We found sage. +5 stability per sage in all cities. That is kind of good. We have another discovery, another food discovery over here. We have copper. Let's see. The resource extraction is locked. You need to research the bronze working technology after entering the ancient era. Now, I think that would be a very strong thing to get, because it is locked to a specific region. So if we claim this region over here, we will get access to the sage. No one else can take the sage unless they also try to take our territory as a whole. So they have to declare war on us. Same with the copper. So I think we will start moving upwards, but for now we don't have any movement left, so we will end this turn. And now we are up to 2-2. Interesting. Oh, that is not great, huh? So we have food over here. We can try to get there, but we cannot cross these cliffs. So interesting. So if we go over here,
we are not spirits.
we cannot. Oh, it cannot be done by a retreating army. So we lost, so we are retreating. Yes, indeed. Interesting. So minus 50% land movement speed from battle, and naval as well. Huh. Influence. Every empire has traditions and customs that can spread from territory to territory. In Humankind, this propagation is known as cultural influence or just influence. There are many ways you can earn or spend influence in the game. In the Neolithic era, earn influence by hunting or discovering science curiosities. You can then use influence to found your first outpost and take control over territories. Alright, so we have an idle army. Apparently we can not attack, but we could move up here. I guess we will do that, just to have some more information. We have marble. +2 industry per workers per marble. Oh, that's kind of nice. Or per industry worker, I guess, because it's colored in orange. +5 stability per marble. So that's kind of cool. There's something unknown over here. Actually, we might want to start moving in that direction then. So the marble might just be as good as the copper. This might be good offensively, and this might be good defensively, or just in building up terrain. So that's actually kind of cool. Yeah, so we do have to move down here, and then we can start moving in that direction. Let's start by moving here. We have obsidian, +2% industry per obsidian. We have another unit over here.
Later we rest.
Interesting. We have an animal sanctuary. This is where animals seem to be coming from. So we could actually go here and attack it and raid it, I think. I'm not sure if that will give us the benefit. I'm pretty sure it will, but... Oh, they already have 2 of these guys, it seems. So they're a little bit ahead of us. But for now, let us go ahead and take this food. And that gave us another 10 food, or actually 15 by the looks of it. And that gave us, therefore, a second tribe in the hunting party. You can break up armies into smaller armies, which is useful to explore the map faster in the early stages of the game. In order to do so, select an individual unit with left click in the army's panel composition, press the transfer button with the left click, and then select the nearby tile or army with the left click that you wish to transfer the unit to. Note that you can also select and add and transfer multiple units at once. Alright, so if you do that, skip, station, move, transfer, there we go. So we can actually split you up. And then these guys still have free movement left. Actually, we can go up here again. We can go towards the sanctuary. These guys can go this direction again to where we started, I suppose. And let's see if we can raid this sanctuary on the next turn. Now, something that we need to keep in mind... Oh, he's already ransacking that. That is unfortunate. Alright, so we will go up, I guess. And that took all of our movements, which is annoying. Alright, let's move our units over in this direction then. And there is another food resource that we can take. So one thing that is interesting is, of course, this is the second Opendev beta build, and apparently they have taken a lot of feedback from the previous Opendev build, which was Lucy. And there were some things that were quite weak. The markets, for example, the market quarter was really weak, really not that great. Oh, this is interesting. We have a coastal water, a coral reef. This is plus food, plus 6 science, and plus 1 vision range. So this would be a cool territory to have, actually, because we also get the sage, gives us some stability. Super cool to have. Anyway, confirmation. What is this? Are they attacking us? Yes, it seems that they are attacking us. Interesting. Both sides are evenly matched. Defend your flag. All right, so we can actually try to defend this. Open ground, but we will be up on the high ground, and they need to take our flag. So we can do an instant resolution. We can try to retreat, and I think we will retreat here. Don't need that battle right now. Actually, that gets us closer to the food here as well, which I don't know if we get another move right now. Would be interesting. But for now, let's go to the sanctuary and ransack it. Allows you to destroy the target and gain resources. Its duration depends on the combat strength of the ransacking army, the type of district, and its fortification value. Alright, so that takes 1 turn. And then these guys, well, they use their movements to retreat, apparently. So that's all we can do right now. So ransack is successful. That gave us plus 20 food, so these guys have grown again. That is actually quite powerful. That is something that is good. These guys are following us and attacking us again. That is really annoying. And we cannot retreat again. So now we actually do need to defend. And these guys seem to have the high ground. But we will confirm it. And we will see. Alright, so where we will deploy? We will not deploy on the flag. And I guess we will stay where we are. If we are here, we kind of box ourselves in, because I think there's a cliff over here on this side as well. So if they move here or here, there's not very many places we can go. So we will end the deployment here. They're starting over there. He's attacking down. Oh, that's not great. Alright, so we will go over here. So we also have the high ground. It's better defensively. Now they're attacking up. And now they lost quite a bit more, so that's a bit of a bad choice on their part. Let's see, we can attack them, losing minus 15 potentially, and they will lose minus 30, so I guess that will be okay. Right, so it's not quite as predicted. But now they're taking the flag. Alright, so we will move and we will attack. Oh, this is interesting. So, here we go. So we could take -5 to -25. They will lose -25 to -35.
For our young.
Alright, wow, that was good. Alright, defeat though, because they took the flag. That's for 1 turn and 3 battle rounds. Losses. Combat strength changed from 10 to 8. Average health changed from 100% to 26%. Combat strength reduced from 10 to 8, so they are the same to us, but they lost a lot more health. But they did win this battle. And it seems we lost our army into the bargain. Or they retreated. They're over here now. Because we are over here. Interesting. This spawn point has been ransacked, so these guys can still move, and we will move up here, I suppose. That gives us some more food, another curiosity. And they still have 1 movement left, so we could actually go up here. Or we can go up here. Oh, ebony, a dense black hardwood that sinks in water. Ebony is a prized ornamental wood. Alright, so definitely we will be taking this territory. Another thing actually that is of note is that this Opendev is supposedly focused more towards naval combat. So establishing a strong coastal city seems of importance to us right now. So let's end this turn. These guys are healing up, I guess. And at this point I feel like we could use this army to hunt this army. We will confirm this battle. Alright, so we cannot move up here. So actually this is kind of interesting because you have all of this terrain to take into account. So we cannot start up here. They could start up there. If they had archers, I would definitely do it because you would have to move here, and then here to attack them. And you'd still be at the net deficiency, I guess. Well, I guess this army group will start over here because this is just defense against ranged attacks, which we will not be facing. And now we can kind of make a flanking move, which from here we could not. Alright, so we will go up here.
Together.
And then do that attack. And we can move these guys up here as well. Oh, that's kind of nice. So we will make a little flanking move and then we can do that attack. Ooh, that's very efficient. So that round will be ended. These guys are on the attack, but he will lose some health because of that. So finally we got our first little victory. And that gave us 5 influence. Alright, so that is extremely good news because now we can actually claim a territory. And one thing that we should do at this point is we can show and hide the tile output of food, industry, money and science, as well as stability. So actually now we can see what everything's producing. So we get 1 production for this tile, for example, 1 for that, 1 for that, 3 food over here, 1 gold over here, as well as 2 food. Now if we want to claim a territory, that game will actually suggest certain areas to us. So for example, this area would be extremely good because we will get 10 plus 10 food plus 12 production. Alternatively, and this one would also be kind of nice because we get plus 13 food plus 8 production. So we would go a bit faster, but we would build a little bit less quickly. But this one I think is the most balanced. We will get a lot of production and a good amount of food. So I think we will start from here and then we can make a farming outpost over here to get access to all of this food around it, as well as the production here, I guess. So we will move these guys. They cannot start it immediately because of course I need to be able to move there first. And that will end our turn. Now hopefully these guys won't attack us. And actually they are not. And they will finish their move and claim this territory. Alright, so this was going to take about 3 turns. Oh, look at that. We have some more stuff that we can try and find. Meanwhile though, these guys, let's send them down the river. We have a curiosity over here. This took all of their movement apparently, that's not great. But they had to move into a forested area, they moved onto a river tile, so that, yeah, that's a little bit costly. Now, if we zoom out, we can see that we have this border zone. And they also claim the territory. So they got access to the marble and this random resource that we don't know what it is. But they claimed it. For 4 turns, they are building up their outpost. We will be building up over 3 turns. So actually, the production-wise, I guess they are in a shittier position than we are, I guess. What is this? Display more information about the event located here. A world of flame. Interesting. So now we get a random event again. In the distance, a thin cord of smoke cuts up into clear blue skies. Fire. Calling a few tribesmen, you run closer, the smell of cindered bark and burning pine growing stronger with each footfall. You spy dancing flames, and suddenly find yourselves on the edge of a settlement on fire. Many of the structures are ablaze, but even with the smoke and flames, you can see these abodes are marvels of craftsmanship. You are about to direct your men to put out the fires with loose soil, when you see short, shadowed figures running away. Use. They could become part of your tribe if you give chase now, but that would mean losing the secrets of construction. What is your choice? So we could chase them, spawns army, my new army and hunting party, so we would grow up to 3 strength, or extinguish. Understanding how to build stronger settlements will be vital in the future. Modify city defense research cost by minus 25%. Oh, that's also kind of nice. And I don't know how aggressive the AI is right now. So city defense could actually be quite powerful. That's just for the research, actually. So let's do the chase. Grow a little bit stronger. Actually, these guys have finished moving, but we got a new army now, so they can continue their move. We will get some food over here. And that is it for their move. Look at that. We have a Stonefield crater, which gives +2 industry, +4 science, +1 fishing range. That's kind of nice. Would like to have it. These guys have done their entire move. Similar for these guys. So we will end our turn here. These guys are fully healed. Actually, we could try to attack this army and try to eliminate it. So we have our deployments. We will end the deployments because this is a pretty good location. And overall, this seems like a pretty okay attack. Or we could move up to here and then attack. Because now we have the high ground advantage, and look at how much more damage we are doing. There we go. Nice. We'll end that round. These guys are on the attack. That damages him as well. So that is a successful hunt. And that is our second hunt. We need 1 more growth star as well. And then we will get another era star for that. We need 1 more successful hunt. So all of that's pretty good. These guys can take out this on the next turn. I suppose you guys could start moving over in this direction. So this could be done in 2 turns. Actually, oh, let's go over here. There we go. Growth star. Era unlocked. Nice. And these guys, let's send them up here. We can choose a new civilization. So actually, we can do that in a second. For now, I want to make sure that we can finish. Alright, so we actually do have to move all the way around here. I really like how the terrain works in that way. Kind of blocks you into certain directions, makes some strong defensive positions. Super cool. Quite worthwhile to figure out. Anyway, we can now choose one of our civilizations. Or we could wait and try to get more era stars. Because if we hunt another unit successfully, we will get another... we will get more fame, essentially. So we got 20 fame for doing this. Another guy already discovered the desert, so they're up to 50. Look at that, the yellow guys actually, the ones that we already saw. But they are not ready to move to the next area yet. So it's kind of interesting, because we could... yeah, I don't know how long this might take. We could do this in 1 turn. Because after we move to another culture, these era stars will change. So the knowledge stars we will not be getting, because that will take too much time. But we could do another hunt, I guess. So maybe for now, Let's see if we can skip this and see how that influences the game. Actually, we have horses in this terrain as well. We have 5 more influence. We could claim this territory as well. It will give us access to the horses, some science tiles, which is super nice to have. There's some science over here as well. Of course, I still want to have this territory as well with the copper. That might actually be more important. And if we claim this territory, it will cut off the yellow tribe from this territory here, I think. They could still get to it, of course, and claim it, but we would have more time to claim this terrain than this terrain. So I think we might want to go ahead and claim it on this next turn. Alright, so that's it for this turn. These guys, let's see, could reach this area pretty much immediately in one turn, so let's go ahead and take it. That's another growth star, curiosity collected. We get a pretty powerful army there now. Let's see, if we want to claim this territory, cannot be done without 20 influence. Alright, so it gets more expensive as we go on. Interesting. Alright, so we will use this one to grow a little bit more. Now we have 2 units in this army as well. This could be good. We could move over here and maybe take out this outpost of this tribe, because we have a lot there right now. Oh, I kind of want to try that. So actually we could go ahead and get this curiosity as well, or we can leave it and start moving in this direction to claim it while we move the army forwards. Or actually we can do this hunt, because we are in favorable terrain. So I want that arrow star, and then we can pick a civilization. We will start right there, and we will do the attack from the high ground. Oh, alright, that did not go so well for us. Now he's on the attack. Alright, on this next turn we will be able to finish that hunt. Did quite a bit of damage though. Again, minus 20. That was almost 75 damage. That was 70 damage that we took right there. But we get the arrow star that we wanted. So, gives us some more fame. Allows us to catch up a little bit to the number 1. And then we can choose one of our civilizations. So the Assyrians. Siege Masters, +1 land movement speed on units. It's kind of nice. The Dunu, +10 district fortification, -10 stability, +1 combat strength in combat for units adjacent to the district. Is a land unit spawn and is fortified. So it's basically a fort that we can use. Now the Babylonians is what we chose the last time. +2 science per researched technologies on the capital, and astronomy house, +1 food per researchers, +1 science per researchers, -1 stability per adjacent farmer squad, +1 food, +3 science, and +1 researcher slot on city or outpost. And of course the unique units are kind of important as well. So we need bronze working to get these, but that terrain we can actually get. So I kind of want to move along with science, and I think this is quite strong because we can get food as well as science. Of course they won't be as strong in production as some others might be, but like the Egyptians. Grand planners, +1 industry on district producing industry, Egyptian pyramid, +1 influence, +3 industry, -10 stability, +3 industry per adjacent maker's quarter. So this could be quite powerful as well. These guys need horses, which you could also get access to. The Harappans, these guys will be great growers. They have fertile inundations, +1 food on district producing food, +1 food on rivers. Oh. A canal network, +1 food on neighbor producing food. What is the neighbor? That's interesting. I'm not sure what that is. +1 farmer slot on city or outpost is considered as a river. Oh, that is kind of cool. So you can build a canal network, and then you can build farms around the canal network, and they get access to runners. The Harappans, first not for warfare, preferring to make more peaceful relations with their rivals. Interesting. Generates money when collecting curiosities. Oh, that's kind of cool as well. You got the Hittites, +1 combat strength, so their units are stronger. Automatically upgrades a regular outpost Can be used as a land spawn unit for neighbor cities. Is our land unit spawn and is fortified. So that's what the unit spawn is, I guess. So you can also, if you have cities in one territory, you can spawn units in another territory adjacent to that city. These guys need 1 copper, 1 horse. That is quite powerful as well. But if you want to go for the attack, actually this would give us an immediate bonus to our strength. It would turn the outpost into an Awari, and we will get access to the Geigirs. War chariots provide an invaluable advantage to the Hittites, but the disciplined organization of the army only let the nobles fight on them. So, heavy cavalry, fast, hard-hitting mounted unit able to charge enemies, receives bonus combat strength if attacking non-adjacent enemies, unable to climb fortifications, and suppression. The targeted unit can either move or attack next turn, but not both. Oh, that's quite cool. And we need the wheel technology. You know what? Let's go for this one. I'm not going to go through all of them, because it's a lot of reading to do. We have the Nubians as well. Actually, very quickly. Brutal upbringing. Modify unit industry cost by minus 25%, so you can build more units more quickly. Plus 25% experience, or plus 25, not percent, just plus 25 experience on creating unit on city or outpost. You got the Cyclopean Forest, and they get the Promachoi, which you can just build after researching city defense. So that's quite strong. Nubians, very focused on money, as well as industry, as well as money. And they get the Tasseti archers. Can shoot above obstacles without penalties. Oh, it's also kind of cool. We get some luxury resources, I think, or strategic, yeah. So that would be quite powerful. We have the Olmecs. Plus 2 influence on territory. Olmec heads, plus 2 influence, plus 3 food, plus 1 influence per adjacent farmer's quarter. They get javelin throwers. Stronger on difficult terrain tiles. That's kind of cool too. Phoenicians. Actually, this might be strong as well, because they get the Byreme, and this should be more focused on naval stuff. But plus 2 money per adjacent coastal water, plus 2 money per adjacent lake. Plus 1 trader slot on city or outpost, replaces the harbor, is a naval unit spawn. Nazu. Sanche. Heavy cavalry, they get plus 2 stability on district. So that's kind of cool, because that allows them to build more districts, I guess, because every district costs some negative stability, 10. So these guys, I guess, if you build your 6th district, they could build 6 districts for the price of 5, I guess, for the cost of stability. And then the Confucian School, plus 3 stability, plus 1 science, plus 5 science per adjacent mountain. Ooh, that could be strong. Could be very strong. So they could grow more than other people, and they could focus on religion quite a bit. Or science, not religion, sorry. But the Hittites. I think we're going to go for the Hittites right now. Get a strong defensive start, as well as the offensive start, because I want to go to war with these other guys. So, right below is the culture trait, a gameplay modifier that will remain active until the very end of the game. Each culture has a different trait, and traits will add up as you progress through eras and combine more cultures. Yeah, so we can start with a strong war trait. Supplement it with a money trait, if that's the direction we want to go into later, for example, by choosing another culture that is not the Hittites, but a different one. And then all of these will stack up into different amalgamations of different cultures. So, you know, it's a very interesting mechanic, because you get these old ancient cultures that kind of grow into another culture. You know, you could have, for example, where I live in a province called Friesland, which used to be a independent tribe, even in an independent kingdom, but eventually, you know, got screwed over by the Dutch, or Holland actually, and all the allies that Holland had, and then became part of what is now the Netherlands. So Holland and the Netherlands are actually not the same thing. But we could start off as the Frisian culture, for example, which eventually, later on, we could have a choice of the Dutch. which then the Frisians would become the Dutch, as we are right now. So, yeah. Finally, an emblematic district and an emblematic unit, both of which can only be built by this culture. So we can only build the Awari and the Geiger, nobody else can do that. Culture details. Take some time to hover over the different elements and familiarize yourself with the above notions. The amount of information might look staggering at first, but after a few games you will understand all of it. In your early playthroughs, we suggest you play the cultures that feel right and appealing to you and don't overthink culture selection. Once your choice is made, click on the Adopt button. Yes, confirm. Alright, that gives us some more influence as well, which is kind of cool. So these guys cannot move anymore, these guys cannot move anymore, these guys could move just a little bit, and then we will end our turn.
The challenges of a young civilization. It's hard keeping up with the neighbors when they have the wheel and you don't. Humankind learns quickly that everyone contributes. If you're terrified of wild animals, you can grow lentils or catch fish. Tribes settle towns. Towns develop markets, and markets begin the exchange of goods, services, and most important, rumors and hearsay.
Alright, the Neolithic has ended and we will enter the ancient era as the Hittites. At this point, also our outpost is finished and we can convert it into, well, we can relocate it or we can convert it into a city, which of course we are going to do immediately. We'll complete immediately, but later on I think outposts will take more turns to transform. But for the first one, we can do it immediately, which will give us +3 influence, +3 food, +20 district fortification, +3 industry, +3 money, +3 science, and then we have some slots as well. 2 for farmers, workers, traders, and researchers. And this has turned into Hattusa. Now this is kind of nice because we are on a hill, which gives us a nice defensive bonus to every direction except this one, because from here they will attack down, except maybe from this tile. So we can do public ceremonies, a feast, which will give us +5 food, but 39 turns is way too much. We get +11 food, +13 industry, and I don't think we have a population yet. No, we don't, but in 3 turns we will have one. So I think for now it would be good to start focusing on farmers' quarters, because that will give us food. And yeah, so we could do it here and we could do it there, because that will give us the most benefits. So here we would lose -2 industry, -10 stability, and only get +1 food. Over here though, these highlighted tiles would be the best. Now I think if we build it over here, we can have another expansion over here, which will include all of these tiles as well as this one. And then on this forest we can actually do something else. So we will build it right there. And that is going to be their production for now. Alright, so these guys are going to move over here. Did that take all of their turns? No, it did not.
Only in the mind's eye. We can't do that.
Why can they not do that? That is very strange. Right, so it seems these guys have built a city or not? No, because this territory hasn't been claimed yet, so that's something interesting. So these guys actually are going to start moving towards this territory so we can claim it. Actually, maybe you guys could claim it as well, because this would be a good location for food, but not for production. But I don't see a better location right now. We could later on expand in this direction to get food and production on all of this. I mean, there's this mountain, of course, which we cannot build on. Defensively, it's kind of shitty because an attacker could start up on these hills. And actually, we could start here as well. +13 food, +8 production. It seems better than 18 food, 2 production. So of course, we could grow very quickly and then build up in this direction as well. But alright, for now, let's keep moving. I don't think there's the rush quite yet.
Let's go.
Let's see if we can go up here. So they're still building that outpost. They still have another turn to do it. And that is all of our movement done, so we move on to research. And then I think we're going to be calling an end to this episode because we've been playing for some time. But let's have a look. So the Artisan's Quarter, +3 money per adjacent market quarter. Extracts any luxury resource from the deposit it is built on. So we do have some deposits. We have the sage and we have ebony. So that's actually quite strong. And then we could get access to the granary. +2 food per farmers, +1 farmer slot. Domestication would be good for horses, but we don't have access to the horses yet. Carpentry gives us access to the lumber yard as well as archers, which is nice. And also we can clear forests, which for now we don't really want to do. Lumberyard gives us extra production, but for now Hattusa gets some decent production already, so not that interested in that. And then of course we have city defense, so it's one of the first researches actually that we could get a benefit towards. Now we can make warriors, watchtowers and palisades, but for now I think we are pretty safe, so I feel we should start with the calendar. And that is it for this turn. So let's just end the turn and then we start a new turn. But this is where I would... Oh, they have 3 units over here. Oh crap. Oh, actually before we do anything else, oh, they might want to claim this territory. That would be really shit. Yeah, this guy really wants us to settle there, huh? We don't have to, of course, but that's a good starting location. But if I want to really quickly take this territory from them, which I feel we should do, at this point it might actually be beneficial to take a kind of shittier start, unless we can start a territory somewhere else that is okay-ish. I really wanted to make one over here though. But if their army is over here, then they won't be down here. 8 + 7. I'm not sure about all the right ratios yet. It seems like a lot. But production is of course also important. So 9 and 8, 8 + 7, 4 and 12. But this one we won't be able to reach. This one we would be able to reach. 7 + 8, 8 + 7. So it's kind of reversed. Of course we can always expand to make farms over here. So actually we might want to do this one. 7 + 8 or 8 + 7. Actually 8 + 7 I guess. Let's very quickly do that. Force these guys out. There we go. So now this will be turned into an outpost and these guys cannot claim it anymore. So that is quite good for us. Actually, let's just then finish this turn. These guys will start moving in this direction. These guys made this in a little canyon. That's kind of interesting. Actually, we would have to walk all the way around it to get here, I think. Yes, we would have to. Alright, so for now let's move in this direction. And then we have another army. Which, well, we don't need to be in this territory anymore because we claimed it, actually. So maybe then we should start moving in this direction to claim this territory. So let's move over here and let's see. We need more influence, of course, but... Alright, so now it doesn't show us what is the strongest area to do this in. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please do leave a like and comment below. Oh wow, 120 fame already. That is crazy. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed this content and wish to see more. And I will see you guys for whatever video I do next.